Last call.
Last call. Welcome, everybody. How you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to
Last call at reunion.
This is kind of a thing now, right?
Tuesday. Yeah, how many episodes?
It's got to be
15?
No, I think we're either 17 or 18
17
now.
or 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, way more than, Actually, no, probably more than that. Probably at 20 now.
Wow.
20. My son turned 20 today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jackson.
That's awesome.
Living in Plymouth,
Man,
near the beach.
I feel like we have a lot of celebration in May.
May is a busy month for the Briggs family. We
true.
got we got 5 birthdays. We got anniversaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
We're going to start today's episode like we start every episode, and that is with
A
the
beer.
beer.
Of course I
here
want
you
to
go.
be here.
Who doesn't
So
want to be
that
here?
is Fiddlehead IPA out of Shelburne.
Oh, I
Vermont.
like
Classic.
Fiddlehead.
Fiddlehead is an awesome brewery.
Classic beer.
This Fiddlehead IPA is probably as standard of a New England IPA as you can ever get.
Yep.
Where are
Just
they from? I'm
outside of
sorry.
Burlington in
Shelburne.
Sherburne.
Sherburne or
Shelburne.
Shelburne, Vermont.
But like if you go up to Burlington, it's like right there. It's like minutes away. Shelburne, Vermont.
Shelburne.
Yep. But it's just south of Burlington,
Okay.
by like a quarter of a mile. Like they touch.
Well, that's fun.
And they're one of the originals. I mean, they are old school, classic, like wait in line IPA.
Yep. And we've had them on. The best thing about them is, relatively speaking, their beers are inexpensive.
Yeah, they do a great
So
job.
they make a great product at a high quality, at a great price.
They really do.
Which is, sometimes you judge a book by its cover, or you see, hey, this thing's $100, that thing's $50, the same product. Why is that 100? Why is that 50? And sometimes you say, well, maybe the ingredients aren't as good, or maybe
Right.
it's made with lesser material.
Right.
Fiddlehead is the exception to that rule because
No question.
they just do it because they know they can make it for less profit, and they don't have to gouge the consumer. And
But it
it's
comes
awesome.
out, it's all the time they have this. It's not like seasonal, right?
No, yeah, no.
Because
So
Fiddleheads
they got a
are
lot of
seasonal,
beer,
right?
but they've got 2. They've got what we see here is the single and double IPA. The single IPA, they're both great. Single IPA is one of my absolute favorite.
Yeah, they have Second Fiddle, which is
'cause
their double IPA.
That looks like the Fiddlehead, the actual
the-
thing
yeah.
that you find in nature.
Right.
Those are only like good once a year, like for 1 week at a time.
Right,
They can,
right.
But that has nothing.
I
That's,
don't know the history of the name,
And it might
but the
be on
beer
the
is
back
always
of the
available.
can, too.
gotcha.
Now, maybe it wasn't when they started. I mean, they've been around a long time. Fiddlehead is not a new brewery. I mean, by any means.
Well, hey,
But they're in the same league with the Alchemist, Teddy Topper, Sip of Sunshine. Those Vermont breweries that have that legendary history.
Doesn't say
They're one of them.
That's all
It
marketing.
says something about like
Yeah,
concerts or
but
something. So grab a beer.
they're one of our go-to beers. Like we have them
I
here all
hope
the
you
time.
guys are joining us with a cocktail.
Cheers, guys.
Salute.
I mean, I love it. I've always thought it was just a great New England IPA.
So it does so many different things.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot going on.
It's great. It's cool. Well, plus it's really nice and cold too.
Yeah,
It's extremely cold, which is great. It hits your tongue. You get a little bit of bitter. Swallow. It's sweet and bitter all at the same time. It's like a delicious
Yeah.
beer.
Whenever we
Citrus.
have it on draft,
Citrus
it's the
for
one I
days.
go
Citrus,
for.
yeah.
It's
well, we joke. I mean, we don't have any house beers, but
Right.
we joke that Night Light is our house lager.
Right.
And we've always said, I've said since we opened, like, I think this should be our house IPA.
Yep.
Like, I'm okay with that being on all the time.
Yep.
Main lunch is another one, main another one.
Yep.
Any of those, main another one is another
It's
one.
really tasty.
But those could just be on
I
all
could
the time.
drink this all night.
I'm telling you.
I
Great.
just might.
And it's actually 6%, I think, ABV.
That sounds right. 6.2. Yeah.
So that is,
Yeah, it's not. It's a drinker.
It's not a killer, yeah.
No, it's a big beer for 6.2%. And a great go take a trip and go to the brewery. They just expanded it. I think the beginning of last year, they expanded their tap room. It's much bigger now. They have a much nicer area. They have like a reception area with like a gift shop and stuff.
We might want to give it a couple weeks before.
Well,
you actually
I wouldn't go
there.
today. Although I don't know, Vermont's open.
So
Are they?
Yeah.
my dad's saying that I hope by the end of the month you guys are going to be open.
Me too.
Yes.
I
I think
we also said that.
we know it's at least June 8th.
And he's saying that because he says, I will be there on the 30th. Well,
Okay, well, the governor said we're not going to be able to open until June 8th.
Yeah, June 8th. The governor
at the very
said
least.
at the minimum June 8th. So we won't be open.
no,
by
I
the
think
end
it's
of the
just a hope, he was saying.
Oh, yeah.
So we're telling you, we're hopeful as well. No kidding.
I was talking to Faux de Cow.
Yeah.
I went down to go pick up lunch from them today, and Liam just opened up. He was like, I was closed for 2 months. He goes, I didn't know. He goes, I thought in the beginning it was going to
2
be
weeks.
like a 2-week thing, and then we get to reopen when it's all behind us. So, and he goes, another week would turn into another week. He goes, finally, we just made the decision that we got to come back.
Yeah.
And but he's like, I have a newborn at home, and he's like, I'm freaking out. He's like, I don't know, even if I want to even be here.
Yeah.
And this is like a business that's in their family, you know. So it's
Yeah.
such a tough,
It's hard.
difficult thing to balance right now.
I mean, we're trying to figure. Can you run a restaurant at 25% capacity? Is it even worth it?
Right.
Or is it just a losing battle?
Yeah.
Are you just like smoking yourself out to the end, like because you have to turn the power on, you have to bring the staff in. You can't just have one person cooking the food. When you staff the line,
Yeah.
you expect to have a restaurant full of people.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta. It's tough. It's really
And
tough.
so then there was another guy who was walking in. We were 6 feet apart. We were all picking up food, and he owns a business too. And they got to be essential. But he said, he goes, sometimes you don't even want to be essential because that means you're open up for business as usual, but no one else is.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just skews your margins, it skews everything. So then you're furloughing people, you have to lay off people, and it's not. They can stay open, and those are businesses that didn't have to shut down.
And the challenge is like, well, it's a juggling act, obviously, but the real challenge is there's no playbook. It's not like, well, we could say, oh, last time
last
this
time this
happened, we
happened.
did this, and we did this. We're all
Doesn't
kind
work
of
that
making
way.
it up as
Yeah.
we go, and we're trying to get creative, trying to figure
Yeah.
new ways.
To the point where even the state hasn't really made the rules yet.
They don't know.
Because
And literally, their thing yesterday said, there may be something else coming out before the phase 2.
We have no
Like,
advice
they're
right
not-
now.
yeah.
There may be more advice before phase 2.
So, sorry on that tangent, but
Yeah.
we'll see you on the 30th then.
Yeah.
Just be safe.
Be safe.
My uncle Gabe said you guys carried Fiddlehead for a while, but it stopped for a long while. One of my favorites. Yeah, we
It kind of ran out one point.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't get it.
And then
briefly.
when we could, we had different
we had
beers
some
that we
other
were
fun
trying.
stuff. You have Aslan, and
Yeah,
we were getting Grim.
but we love it. We love Fiddlehead. And Ken, always complimentary as usual, saying, "My goodness, we have learned so much since you started doing these podcasts. Nice to have different ages to bring knowledge. Since Sean is older, he is closer to my knowledge."
Which by that he means a lot more and more wisdom. No. Gotcha, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah,
Age show every time.
every time.
What are these not working, Sean?
One of what's?
You see how this-
Oh, it's blinking. Who's not on? I'm on.
I'm on.
Oh, probably me.
Yeah, you might. Is yours not on?
No, it's on.
All right.
Let's see.
Anyway, we're going to talk to you today
Check.
about our wings.
Yes.
We
You.
got wings.
So
You.
today
Wings.
we have
Wings.
our bone-in wings are grilled
Check.
to
check,
start off.
check.
So when we take them, we season them,
Check.
marinate them, throw them right on the grill.
Yeah, so these are awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got I love the fact that they're grilled first,
Yes.
and
Yes, we grill them first. So extra step.
it gets that sort of it just adds a different flavor to
Absolutely.
them, right?
Definitely.
And
You
then
get a
they're-
little bit of a char to them, just a hint.
And then they've been getting finished off in the oven. I prefer 'em more crispy, so we finished these off in the fryer later.
Yep.
So just a little note at home. And I honestly think it makes a huge difference in the
Yeah.
taste. I don't know about you guys, but maybe you try it.
I like them. I like
You
them
like
either
'em?
way. I like them either way. I happen to like them this way better at the moment, but
Because
yeah.
I think the magic with these is the grilling. I think
Yeah.
the grilling in the beginning sets the tone for the flavor and the profile of the wing. And then the frying, what that does is just crisp up the inside.
They're great.
And cooks them all the way through.
And we have all of our sauces. They're all made here in house, right?
Yep.
And what do we have? We've got
Garlic parm.
garlic parm, which
Buffalo.
is Parmesan cheese, and
And a garlic sauce.
Garlic.
And that's the same sauce that we use on our
Sandwich.
our garlic parm chicken
right,
sandwich.
right.
Yep. And
And-
people seem to just love that as a side.
It's
as
just like a
condiment, dipping
creamy,
sauce,
pretty
yeah.
mild.
So to have the wings tossed in them makes them fantastic.
These are
So these are my favorite. These are the barbecue.
Barbecue.
And
Buffalo, which is our-
barbecue is our half buffalo, half barbecue sauce. and that's made in house as well. And
Not spicy at all, but tangy.
yeah, it's
Sweet.
basically like your, if you like a hint of spice, that's the one for you right there.
And then we also have honey hot, right?
Honey hot.
So honey hot is exactly what it says. Honey
Yeah.
hot. It's sweet and spicy.
Mike's
just enough
Hot Honey
spice.
in there?
We
Mike's
use a
Hot
product.
Honey.
We
So
use a
good.
product called Mike's Hot Honey, and it's great. It's a pepper blend in honey, and with some of our hot sauce.
My brother said he had the wings plain last weekend. They were delicious.
Yeah,
So
they're great. Plain.
Thank you, bro.
Love them.
Keep coming back. I'm gonna actually indulge in a wing if you guys don't mind.
Of course, they're great.
Oh, now at home, are you a flats or a drumsticks
Right.
person? I have to have the flats.
I like the
I'm weird
drumsticks.
like that. What about yourself?
Drumsticks.
All day?
Well, I eat them all, but I prefer the drumstick.
I was a flat guy when I was eating them.
Shit. They taste different.
There you go. Yep.
So those, we sell a ton of those.
Uh huh.
People love them. They're great. Definitely, they're on. You can go right online. You can go ahead and order all the different options.
Yep.
There's 8 per order.
Yep. Blue cheese or ranch come with carrots and celery,
Right.
like they should. We can make them hot if you want them extra hot. Just note it. We can add some habanero hot sauce to them.
We got two team flats over here.
Yeah. I think flats
And
typically are
Ken
the winners.
said drumsticks, but then again, I'm
there you
old, so
We have one more thing in common.
I don't think chicken even had flats when they were kids.
And Kat says that she likes when she has these the next day, she'll warm them up and just eat them.
Oh, I love them. I love them cooked twice.
That green light is still flashing.
Josh's battery is dying.
Oh no, that's a
Yeah.
what a
it's,
bummer.
it's probably that battery.
It says it's full.
Oh, then it's this one.
Oh well.
It's all right. People can still hear you.
Bye. See you later, Josh.
See you guys. Have a great night.
No, you're back.
I'm on now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. Little technical difficulties. That's okay. You don't need to hear me talk. I'm just here to look pretty anyway. We all know that. I want to pour you guys some wine tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Can we do that?
So we're not going to play bar roulette. We're not going to make a cocktail.
So
and
we got. Sorry, I got to go back
Yeah,
to
please.
this. Yeah, it's like a tie right now. It's 3-3 flats and drumsticks.
Oh, good. I thought flats were the winners. I've seen like national surveys on like Food
Flats.
Channel or something. I think flats tend to be the ones that win.
Definitely the one that you should win.
I mean, I think there's too much skin to meat ratio. There's more meat to skin ratio on the.
True. But sometimes the wing meat is not the best like cut of meat, so it tastes weird. So you almost only want a little bit of meat.
I see.
I'll die on this hill, guys.
I can remember. No, I don't discriminate. I eat both. But I can remember in college like 10-cent wing night. Like it was a crazy.
And like even over like Cal
so
over at
expensive.
Funky Murphy's, he does the like
Drumsticks.
bigger like drum.
He does the drumsticks.
He does the whole jump.
Yeah, the
And
whole
they're
drumstick.
like 10 cents a wing or
Yeah.
something on a
Well,
Monday nights.
they're so much cheaper than
Yeah.
chicken wings. So 50 years ago or 40 years ago, chicken wings got thrown away, or you made a stock out of them.
Right.
You couldn't buy them. It was considered garbage. And now they're one of the more expensive cuts of a chicken, and it's still the same piece of chicken.
Right.
But like, it's turned into this thing where a drumstick, which has far more meat on it, is way cheaper than chicken wings. Like
It's
69 cents for the drumsticks and like $3.49 for chicken wings.
And I'll be honest, I don't even like the drumstick. Is that? It's
Oh, I
weird.
love it.
Really?
Oh, the dark meat, the chicken dark meat is where it's at.
It's like the one
Thighs
part of
and-
the chicken that I'm like,
my favorite
I
part.
love the thighs, love the breasts, love the wings.
What's the thing they do at Disney?
That's the turkey. So they have a
Turkey leg,
smoked.
yeah.
So those are not just smoked. Those aren't just smoked. They're cured as well. So there's like a hamminess to them. So they cure them in a brine with,
Gotcha.
with some pink salt. With some
Andrew was asking, who had the 10-cent wings on Park Ave in Worcester in the 90s?
Oh yeah, who was that? Was it?
don't know.
It was the Green and Black Tavern there, right on.
Cactus Pete's?
No. Before that, across the street, there was a little.
Park Grill?
I can't remember.
Just hand me that thing. I'll change that.
Yeah.
Someone wrote Park Grill. It was located near State Liquors.
Yeah.
Oh.
Two
down at,
AAAs.
Like Gilrain's or something?
Yeah.
Was it not Gilrain's? Moynihan's.
Moynihan's was the Mahoney's.
Mahoney's. That sounds right.
Mahoney's might have had those. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The right kind of.
It was a Worcester State bar.
Yes, it was.
I went to Assumption, so we went to Leitrim's. So we had the honor of
Leitrim's,
going
yeah.
Lucky you.
there. I know, right? So every episode, we do the beer, we do the food, we have some glitch, and then we get to the drink of the day. Really, kind of, we go to this side of the bar,
Right.
And today we were feeling some wine.
Yeah.
So
Today
it was a
we're
beautiful
feeling
day out. The weather's only getting better.
Rosé.
I just thought it was a weather thing. Like, it's been nice. It's starting to get warm weather, and rosé has had a comeback. I mean, it's going on 8 or 10 years now. But rosé has made a huge comeback, and it's a great warm weather, easy drinking wine. We sell a decent amount of it. It's probably our third best selling wine. And this is a great one in particular, Fleur de Mer.
So what is a rosé? What are we drinking? It looks half red, half white.
Yeah, and
Well,
it
that's
kind of
basically
is.
all it is.
Yeah.
So the only difference between white and red wine is that they leave the skin in the
Ferment.
wine when it's fermenting for red wine, and it pulls the color out of the
Really?
grape leaves. Yeah.
So can I tell you what I thought it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a green grape and a red grape.
Yep. So a lot of people think that,
But
and it's not. No. Now there are wines made with green grapes that don't ever get red,
okay.
and there are red wines that are made with red grapes that are red. But typically, if you ever grab any grape and cut it, they're very rarely red inside. They're
You're
almost
right.
always green inside.
You're right. Depending
Even
on
if-
how ripe it
Right.
is.
Even
Yeah.
if they have a red skin. But if you leave the skins in with it, the colors come out into the wine. So typically Chardonnays, white wines are the first pressing of the juice. They take it off, and then they can take the rest of the grapes, and they can let it sit and ferment with the skins on it, and it'll turn into red wine.
I just learned something. that
Now,
blew
and
my
again,
mind.
there are exceptions to that. There
This
are
whole
white
course,
grapes and
all this information.
Hang
it
on,
wasn't a
give me- where's
sound.
that
It's not a
diploma?
sound course.
Where's that diploma?
Where's that
not in
diploma?
there.
Give me a lighter. Yeah, so this is
And a
basically-
rosé, there's rosés that are blends too. There are people that make rosé after the grape. Sometimes it's a blend of red and white that are made later. Like literally take two blend. But there are also some that come out of the barrel.
So basically, the grapes are let to sit for a little bit before they pull them off.
Yep.
That's all it does.
And what does it do to the flavor? What are we about to taste? Like, is it going to be super sweet? It looks like it's going
They
to be
can
super
be.
sweet.
So sweetness and color of wine have nothing to do with one another. When you ferment wine, the grapes provide the sugar, and the yeast eats it and turns it into alcohol. And depending on when you stop the fermentation or the yeast dies, there's leftover sugar. If you have a really, really dry wine, so you have a high alcohol, really dry wine, which they tend to go together, it's because the yeast ate all the sugar. There's no sugar left. But you get a lot of alcohol because that's the byproduct. If you have a really sweet wine, either they chilled it and killed it, like they dropped the yeast,
Yep.
or the yeast couldn't keep up and died. And so there's residual sugar left over. So typically they tend to be a little bit lower in alcohol because the yeast didn't do its job all the way, and also sweeter. So you have a sweet wine.
Did you hold that one up?
Dry wines have less sugar. Sweet wines have more sugar. So
So
yeah, this is from Saint-Tropez, in France, which is a wonderful place. Josh and I have had a chance to go there as kids.
Oh wait, told me not to do anything to it. First, just take
Give it a
smell.
second. Yeah, let it sit for 1 second. Again, rosés are great cold. Cold is fine. Lots of wines are great cold, but certain wines you want a little warmer. But a rosé, a crisp rosé, and they should have. Typically, they have like berry notes. They'll have like strawberry or watermelon or
Yeah, but you're
blueberry.
not generally going to find sweet in this.
But it shouldn't be
Like,
sweet.
it looks. I know it looks similar to like a white Zinfandel.
It looks just like a white Zin. It's
which-
not.
Whereas a Zinfandel's absolutely a sweet wine, where this is going to be more in the family of like a Sauvignon Blanc or a dry Pinot.
It's so
or-
nice. It's
yeah.
so nice.
So this one was, looking it up, it says it was grown near a lavender field. So that's why it has that like pretty color to it.
Well, I like
That's
that.
what
idea.
the label's
That's
all
the label
purple,
for
too.
sure, right? The label
Yeah.
is lavender. I mean, it's a beautiful part of the world,
Um,
right on the Mediterranean.
so just to go,
Flower of
to
the
circle back to everything here.
Yep.
It was Cactus Pete's. That's what
Cactus
I
Pete's
think
has
you got to.
Pete's.
And my cousin's asking, is rosé lawnmower wine?
It could be for sure. If you like it it's light, so it's always light. There are no such thing as big, rich rosés. They're always light. They always tend to be they're not multi-dimensional. They tend to have like a watermelon note or a strawberry note or a fresh citrus note, maybe a hint of blackberry.
I'll say, like, typically,
But easy.
they go better with food, in my experience. It's not much of a just drink by itself. When I think of lawnmower wine, or lawnmower any kind of
Lawnmower
drink.
anything, yeah.
Like, it's you should just be able to drink it. You're not like this. It's dry in your mouth right now, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're gonna want a glass of water to go with it on your.
Yeah,
on
this
your,
isn't water. This isn't lawnmower wine. This is
fantastic, but you want to put it with food.
Yeah,
Got it.
I'd eat this with cheese, a meze platter.
Yes.
I would eat this, anything that's like feta cheese, a salad, like a raspberry vinaigrette salad. This would be great for that.
But nowadays you can find the cans of wine. Have you guys seen these?
Of course.
Yeah. So like this is I would recommend your brother get a 6-pack of
Some of the canned wines.
the canned wines and
Keep them in the fridge.
They, typically those ones, all the ones I've had,
They'll have
are
a little
perfect
bit more residual sugar.
for what you're saying there.
The Ken Brueggemann said Leitrim's was his first legal drink.
Wow.
That's amazing. I'm sorry that had to be there.
No, I mean, I've been who hasn't been to Leitrim's many, many times.
Leitrim's was definitely some of my first illegal drinks.
Yeah, so I was already 21 when we moved here, but you're right. You were in Leitrim's underage for sure.
For
Absolutely.
sure. Back in the day.
And now, so Ninos, we're going to have to switch. My brother goes, I can listen to Sean for hours.
But should I turn
Well,
his mic off?
that makes one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Honestly, and all jokes aside, so 100%, because Sean has you have this knowledge on things that are I'm like, I probably have base knowledge on that, and you'd be like, no, here is the things, and you have a way of explaining it, and you make it sound like when Sean's done, I'm like, all right, I just retain that information. I love it.
So
Great
one of the
teacher.
things I hate about the whole food, wine, alcohol industry is the snobbery.
Yeah,
F the snobbery.
yeah.
You all know what you like, and you should know why you know what you like, and you shouldn't be afraid to ask questions, and you should know why something is expensive or why it's rare. But there's just so many names and rules, and it doesn't matter. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. So there's some really basic things you can learn about beer, wine, alcohol that can help you make decisions so you can buy good stuff without spending a lot of money, and also just know what you like.
So
That's absolutely true.
it's that portion in the show where it's game time.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Today's game, every time we try to come up with something fun, different, whatever. Sometimes it's corny, sometimes it's sophomoric, sometimes it's a classic. This is a classic right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I'm excited.
Give me your top 5.
Top 5 list, right?
So I need anyone who's watching, please comment.
Top 5 something.
Give us a category. We're going to do top 5.
Whatever it is.
Oh, okay. I
And,
like
I
it.
like it. I mean, David Letterman, every single night, had a top 10 list,
So
right?
while
Classic.
we wait for anyone to give
Love
us
it.
one, I'll start off, all right?
Yep.
I need top 5 places to drink in the world.
In the world. Oh,
That
That's
you're like,
so hard.
I want to be there with this drink right now. What are you
all right,
thinking?
so one more set of rules.
Okay.
Somewhere you've been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't be the top 5 named by Michelin. It's
No,
got to
no,
be
yeah.
like
All right.
your top 5
Yeah.
that you've ever been to.
Okay.
And if you screw it up the order, who
All right,
cares?
I'm going to start with
No
the Mad
specific order.
Donkey. It's in Long
yeah.
Island City.
Sorry.
And in Manhattan.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite dive bars
What
I've
is it
ever been.
called?
The
The
Mad
Mad
Donkey.
Donkey.
All right.
We have seen the sun come up there many times.
The owner is an New
Ex-cop.
York cop, and he
Owns strip club.
This place, they pour the most Tullamore Dew in the
In the
country.
country.
They don't sell the most.
They pour the most.
They pour the most. Every time you turn around,
He's got
up
the
there
whole bar
pouring
lined up.
Things and he's this big dude, and he's like the quintessential New Yorker,
Oh my God.
like
Tommy.
Tommy. And
Tommy.
so yeah,
Peace,
Mad
Tommy.
Donkey.
You're out there.
sometime after like 1:30 a.m.
You will have a Sons of Anarchy Roadhouse movie experience the first time you walk in. You will feel like you're not in the right place, and you'll feel at home within 20 seconds.
Yep.
Tommy, literally every 20 minutes to half an hour, he lines up. It doesn't matter how many people in the bar. There could be 100 people in the bar. He will line up 100 shot glasses, and he will pour shots of Tully for the whole bar every 20 minutes or every 40 minutes for like the first 4 hours of the night.
And he just like makes fun of everybody.
Oh my God.
You know Barry from the inn.
Yeah,
He's got a
Imagine
lot of
that,
Barry in him.
like just
He's got a layer of
very like.
Oh,
Every,
it sounds like it could be exhausting. Is he on all the time?
He is.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
he is.
But I mean, it could be like assisted. He's got a lot of energy for whatever reason.
All right, got it. Understood.
He
that's
owns a
number
strip
one
club.
for me.
He owns a strip
I wouldn't
club.
say number one, but it's in my.
It's an amazing place. It's one of these. It's a classic place to have a drink.
My uncle just said Fat Tuesday in Tempe,
Absolutely.
Arizona.
Oh, I've never been
Fenton?
to that one. I've been to one. I've been to Key
Been to
West.
Key West, I've been to.
I was
Yep.
gonna, Key West was next on my list. I was thinking.
I was
somewhere-
in one in Miami too. I think. Fat
somewhere
Tuesday.
down in Mallory Square where
Mallory
I can
Square.
sit at the bar.
I'm gonna say.
Any bar where I can see the ocean is
Yeah.
Although I think, where all the live music is, where Hemingway used to go.
Hog's Breath.
No, Hemingway's.
Oh.
Cuba?
No, in Mallory Square, but one block up, where Hemingway sat and wrote all the time. No, the big white rectangular building on the corner that everyone
Duval
goes to.
Street there.
Yeah,
We got
right.
the poorhouse in Boston.
Oh yeah.
Rooftop of the Hassler Hotel in Rome,
Oh.
Okay.
looking over Rome.
Yeah,
Can you guess who said that one?
Ken.
it sounds
Absolutely.
wonderful. I had a wonderful night on a balcony in Hong Kong, overlooking the bay. And I got to tell you, so Hong Kong, I didn't know this about this when I went. Every night, all the skyscrapers, and there are a lot of skyscrapers in Hong Kong around Kowloon Bay, there's a light show that's lasers that are synchronized across the entire bay. So you could be, you're
cool.
7 or 8 miles from the furthest high rise, and then there's giant buildings all around the bay, like huge, like New York City, Manhattan
yeah.
packed, like, but twice as big. And it's to music, and the music plays, and you're in the hotel, and you're outside, and the music starts playing, and this light show happens, and it's covering the whole bay, and
Sounds
it's
like Disney or something.
it's it's Disney, but like 100 times bigger.
Whoa.
And they do it every night. It just happens. It's automated, and it was a very high end, beautiful clear plexiglass railing. So like you're standing on top of the high rise, and you're like looking clear glass straight down to the street.
Wow.
Yeah, like beautiful. 90 degrees outside.
Yeah,
So that was one of my top.
Leslie
ones.
Briggs, Temple Bar in Dublin.
Temple Bar,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
We talked about it last night.
Yes, we did.
And I went home and visited the kids last night and my wife on the anniversary, and we talked about Temple Bar. Like, what a great place.
Yeah.
The kids all had a drink.
I was in
How
Chicago.
fun was that?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I was in Chicago, probably it was like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in Wicker Park. It's just a neighborhood outside of, I believe we were outside of Wrigley. I don't even know at that point in the night. But I just remember having a blast. It was like a neighborhood kind of late night Chicago place. In Chicago, it was like a little bit blue collar. Like it was just a really fun
Love Chicago.
atmosphere. Great
I've
great
never
vibe.
spent any time
Loved
in
it.
Chicago other
Oh.
than in O'Hare.
I get stuck
The
there a
most
couple
Assyrians
times.
in the whole world
Yeah,
live in Chicago.
Isn't that crazy?
So
I would love to.
There's a
go
lot of
there
Greeks there too.
sometime.
yeah, we spent a night in Greek Town. That
right.
I wish
One of the best ones.
I think the only person who would, on here would be my brother, who had it was just the craziest night. That's where I
think
wish
Chicago-
I in Greek Town. That was a good time.
Yeah. I think Chicago is probably America's most underrated major city.
Absolutely.
And it has so much. The food's amazing.
Yep.
The
Culture.
music's amazing. The culture's amazing. The weather
King,
sucks.
right?
The weather's
Yeah,
like Buffalo,
It's
but
colder there than here.
yeah, it's like Buffalo. It's brutal. It's
Yeah.
awful. The airport sucks.
Speaking
I've
of
been
airports,
stuck there many times.
I'm always one of my favorite places to have a drink. Is
Airport
an
bar.
Airport
Any bar.
when I'm about to go on a vacation.
About to go.
Like
100%.
that like when you're kind of like you're there, you're finally all the packing's done, all the checked in, you're done. You're like, there's your flight. I know I'm
All
ready.
you, have
and
to,
you're
all you have to do is put on your flip flops and walk in.
Exactly like that. I don't care where I'm going, but that moment
That
where you're
moment's
just
great.
like, okay, I'm gonna
It
have
often-
my Bloody Mary before I get on the road. Like I love that feeling. It's
Yep.
just like the start of vacation for me.
It's very often at Illegal Seafoods.
Yeah,
At Logan. I mean, I can't I've lost track of how many Bloody Marys
or
and
the
clam
TGI
chowders.
Fridays down in Providence. I've
Oh, yeah,
I've
absolutely,
shared
TGI
many,
Fridays.
Start to vacations at
Yeah.
that little.
Yes,
Absolutely.
in the Providence Airport.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, PVD is again an unsung airport.
Oh,
Yeah.
If
the
you
TF
fly,
Green, yeah.
TF Green. If you fly out of Logan, screw it. If you can get a flight out of Providence, it's worth the extra $40.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna fly.
Depending on what time you land, right?
Yeah,
if you're landing at any time after 8 p.m.,
right.
I would say go to Logan.
Go to Logan.
50 minutes, you're there.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's 4 p.m.,
any other time.
I mean, there's rush hour in Providence, but
nothing
like what you're dealing with.
And the airport's just so easy to navigate.
Yep.
You don't have to get there 2 hours early ever. On the busiest day, if you're there 45 minutes before your flight, you're going to get through security.
Yeah.
Like, I've flown out of there a ton of times. It does cost a few more dollars for the exact same flight, though.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I will say, it's funny. You were like, just there's your plane, here's your bar.
Right.
You're gonna make your flight. The last time I was boarding a plane, they said it's gonna be a half hour to an hour delay. I said, okay. So I thought I walked to the bar.
So we're talking top 5. So I'm going to say.
And literally it was like.
Okay.
Had a couple drinks,
Let's
whatever,
go.
and I went back to the gate, and they're like, "Sorry, the flight's gone." I was I was only in there for like 30 minutes. They're like, "Sir, it was like an hour." I'm like, "Oh." So I screwed that one up. But go ahead.
All right. So we're talking about top 5, right?
Yeah.
So top 5. I'm going to say Hong Kong. I don't know if I would have said this 2 seconds ago, but now that we're talking about flights, probably my next best drink I ever had. Well, actually, I take that back. My second best drink was in Japan. I sat in the same seat that Bill Murray sat in Lost in Translation, in the bar, in the restaurant in Shibuya.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So he stays in Shibuya. Bose used the same hotel in Shibuya. I stayed in that hotel when we went there. I spent 3 or 4 weeks in that hotel. And there's a skytop bar. There's a bartender per seat. So there's 20 seats and 20 bartenders. And you sit down and you have your own personal bartender. A beer was $27. A mixed drink was $35. A bowl of nuts, little tiny.
Did it taste any better?
No, but it was beautiful. It's breathtaking. You see Mount Fuji. You can see all of Tokyo. It's one of the taller buildings. But the bartender said, "Oh, Lost in Translation?" I said, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Bill Murray sat in that seat." And so I was sitting in the seat that he sat in. I guess people take their pictures there and stuff.
Nice.
So that would be my second, and then I would say maybe my third would be. Because of the conversation we just had, a first time I ever got to sit in a first class plane seat, and they said, "Would you like some champagne before takeoff, sir?"
Yes,
and I was
do.
like, "Really? Yes, I'd love a champagne
Before
we even take off." And other people are like, getting on the plane. You're like, "Oh," and you give you a newspaper, and you're like, "Oh, that was a very special experience, even though you're in a metal tube."
Right.
I would say maybe fourth for me would have to be like a childhood memory when we were in Paris with Mom and Dad, and we'd get wine and sit by a fountain in Versailles.
Right.
Or on the River Seine.
Yeah.
Like, we did that. Most days we'd get like a loaf of bread, some cheese, a couple bottles of wine, and we'd go sit outside.
Yeah.
And we were kids. I mean, I was 18, but like here, and we drank wine together, and it was awesome. That would be number 4. Number 5, let's say, I got to say number 5 would have to be like high school keg party with my friends.
Right.
Just like anyone. Out in the woods,
Well, we were
someone's
just saying
backyard.
that the other day. We should have.
Like, I
we
learned
should
so
do a
much,
keg
right?
party in the woods.
Like, we owe so much to that experience at the Bummets, or sitting in the woods somewhere with a keg and a fire, or like into your buddy's backyard with a keg. Like, you learn so much about life in those moments coming out of high school, going into college.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I have so many fond memories of sitting in Gilder.
Catherine was saying her best drink was a lychee martini at Caillou in Miami.
Oh.
Nice.
And she doesn't drink a lot, so like I bet she could count on 5 fingers. Her best. Her top 5 would be her only 5 drinks she's ever had.
That's perfect.
But I
though.
mean, Miami is a wonderful
I was
drinking
gonna say,
spot.
that's not a terrible spot to start.
There's-
right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we used to go. We went there for our first anniversary and our 5th anniversary.
I love Miami.
Awesome.
South Beach, great.
So often for me, it's the people I'm with that sort of make the whole
course.
experience. Like I think of like when we finally got this tap system put in here, and I remember the 3 of us and Gary pouring drinks and having that be like
That
all
first
the
beer.
work and all the effort that went into this place. It was like sort of like the culmination of everything. Like that drink, I'll never forget that moment. Like, all right, here we go, off to the races, And I still I don't get to come in here as a customer often, to be honest. And I have, just prior to the COVID.
Well, now we don't recognize you with the mask.
For
so
about a
you can be
month and a
secret
half
shopper.
before that, I came in a few times and actually sat and just enjoyed the music and wasn't in work mode. And it was just such a nice spot to hang out, like listen to music and the people and the beer and the food and the.
Yeah.
So I would say right where you were sitting was one of my favorite spots to have a drink.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely a good spot.
And then for me, I think top all of them is feet in the sand, holding a cold
Any
beer
beach.
with ocean on my feet.
Yeah.
Like that wins every
It's
single
a great,
time.
great spot to be.
Absolutely.
And we've done it many times,
Yes.
and we'll hopefully do it many more.
I didn't answer your question. What was your question? When are we going to open? We don't know when we're opening, Uncle Mars.
We don't know.
We still don't
Yeah.
know. We're waiting for the governor to tell us.
The next possible chance is June 8th, and that's if nothing changes. We may be able to do some outside stuff before that, depending on when the governor says.
Yeah.
We're hoping, but we don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I guess for me,
I
man.
mean, come on. All right, so Syria as a kid.
Yeah. So
Iraq?
it would definitely be at
Hey, drink this.
at
Like,
a
what?
so they would have these pools, the public pools.
Yep.
And they would host, they would hold dinner, and it would be outside of the city, kind of like, it's, weird to say, but just like 10 minutes outside the city on a road that's kind of deserted or whatever, and then all of a sudden here's these resorts. They're all along the highway, and you go to one. You sit there. You start your night at 11 p.m. You leave there at 5:30.
Isn't that amazing?
You watch the sun come
Like,
up.
where in Grafton can you start your night at 11:30?
But it's a whole different world. Like
It's
for
wonderful.
Me, I'm on vacation, but I look and the place is packed, and I see families, and you'll see father and mother with all the children there, and the kids could be 12.
They all
to
run off and play with
whatever,
each other
yeah.
and stuff.
Or
and
they're
like,
all hanging out at the table, hanging
2
out
a.m.
with family or whatever.
Yep. They eat all night.
Yeah.
Drink all
Sounds
night.
lovely.
It
They
is.
make the rounds and see their neighbors and catch up on
they
news.
can't do that every night.
No,
like,
but
it's
they
like
do it.
Still, like just something that happens that it's just like a release.
It's a great thing.
Where it's hard, sometimes when you're working or you own your own business, and like to even just like tomorrow we're gonna go play golf.
Yay!
And I'm like, oh my god, we get a day.
We're gonna
like,
go. So we're gonna go play golf tomorrow for real. We're playing Blackstone, 10:30.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
It's been a long time coming.
My Uncle Gabe with the save here. He's like, my second best drink was the first beer I had at the reunion. So.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. Well, that's fun. I like thinking. I mean, now I'm thinking of all the times. I mean, I really have only had 5 drinks in my life, so like, you guys got them there. But there's so many
Yeah.
memories that are attached.
So
to
definitely sitting somewhere at a party there, going out in Manhattan and
Yeah.
kind of just you I don't know, like
The energy.
It's a little cold out. It's like 2 a.m. and you're just finding places to go into, and you're running on the jump into a place and you're like, this place is awesome. You could be there all night and you meet new people, like that kind of experience while you.
I mean, we didn't talk about New Orleans. We didn't talk about Nashville.
Oh
we
my
didn't
God!
talk about
Namboyokacho, the little
like there's so many
alleys. Yeah.
Let's do this more.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let's
absolutely.
just take. We'll do add this to our talking points, just like.
Or let's just make it
world tour.
let's just make it a fact, like as opposed to a game, just like where great drink. Where'd you have it? Describe it.
Yeah.
Because there's a million of them. I've had so many with so many friends traveling around the world, or just even local.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you and I sat at the Grafton Grill next door and figured out this place. Those were important drinks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they make a great martini.
Yeah.
Steve and Lori make a bucket of martinis, and we've had a few of them and
So good.
solved
So
problems
good.
over there. So there's good drinks. Right?
Yeah.
But with that, so we just make it a
Good
thing.
yeah, honestly, and that's the thing. Like for me, the whole part of drinking is like it's a social activity. You get to ideas or thought.
Yeah.
Fun times always happen over drinks, and it's a good time. But Ken is saying all he knows is that he wants to rent his seat at the bar and have his birthday at reunion. So
Okay.
Ken, when's your birthday?
Yeah. If we can do it, we will.
Yeah. Can't be like it's next week and then
Well, if it's next week, you can come in alone with a mask on. but we won't be. We won't be.
And then
having
Andrew
a
Burton
party.
said the Great Lost Bear in Portland, Maine.
Oh, the place is awesome.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, that place
I was
is
just
awesome.
talking. So funny. I was just talking about it today. That's
Really?
so funny you say that because the side of their building,
Yep.
they've got the old. It
The
looks
mural?
like it looks like one of those old Welcome to Maine
Yeah, like a
postcards.
Yeah,
Las
yeah.
Vegas.
And I was saying I want to talk to Gary across the street and do a Grafton one where it looks
Welcome to
like
Grafton.
the words of Grafton have the different the gazebos
We
in
should
it and the
1,000,000%.
paint
and
his-
He would 100% do that.
He would love it. 'cause
Yeah.
it's like
But they do the same thing on the side of the Great Lost Bear.
They have
and
one of those panels.
They have a great beer selection. It's
They
a
do?
cool bar with the good people that run the place. I got to hang out with them a little bit after hanging out there one time.
That's really cool.
That's really funny. I literally was just talking about it.
You were telling me about it. We were talking
right on
about
the patio today. I was talking to Sean about that.
Ken said September 13th, so that might be doable.
Oh yeah, that
Ken.
might be doable.
Sounds
So
right.
let's-
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
I'm gonna bet even if you can't do it inside, we probably can do it outside by then.
Yeah, yeah. And
So-
by then we'll have more,
guidance.
Yeah, exactly. And a better understanding of what we can and can't do. And
I want to know, and I mean, you can leave comments, but I just want to know. Text me directly, or you guys all know me. But what are you guys willing to put up with? Like, what do you guys want here? Like, do you want plexiglass between the seats? Do you want tape on the floor? Do you want like? I don't know.
Even if we could open today,
we would.
If I could open the door,
Couldn't do it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Would anybody come in?
Well, yeah. Would you come in? Would you even want to come? Do you trust us? I wouldn't. No.
I trust us.
Yeah, but I mean,
The way
like,
you
you know what
said
I mean?
that.
I don't mean us, like, as a community
Yeah.
to do this, you know?
Oh, you're saying like mankind?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
You're talking the global.
I'm talking about, like, Grafton. Well, no, I'm talking about Grafton.
Yeah.
Do you trust Grafton to come in here and sit down and have a meal with the people next to you or whatever, even if they're 6 feet away? Like, I don't know.
Well,
we need some
I
time.
don't even know.
We
if
need
it's-
some
I
time.
don't even know if it's about trust, because you could be asymptomatic.
Well, right, you don't even know you're
So
violating
these
this
are the
right.
things that are crazy, but you
We'll
know,
figure
I
that
don't.
out.
I
we'll
don't
get,
believe.
we'll get to the bottom of it.
I personally don't believe anyone we know is actually trying to hurt someone. I don't believe that.
of course.
So I just think it's a matter of like what their level of acceptance is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I'm highly contagious, or I don't think this is a big deal. But if they knew they would kill someone, they wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like no, like if you like. So I think it's just so vague right now.
Yeah.
Like people just don't know where this is at. Still.
We'll get to a solution
Yeah,
that's going
we
to
will.
make sense and that will keep everyone comfortable. And like you said, like I want to do it so when we do it, everyone's comfortable, including us.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
We'll get there.
All right.
Ken's ready to just start hugging people. So I guess that's where he's at.
We got to get Ken on as a guest. We got to figure out. So we almost figured out how to bring guests on. So we should do a thing. We should bring some guests on, ask them some questions.
Absolutely.
We'll come up like a question of the night. And bring,
Yes.
But it's new to Facebook, right? It's a new technology.
So we'll get to the
figure it
bottom
out.
of it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Have a great night. Thank you for joining
Peace.
us.
Good night.
Cheers.
We'll see
Thank you.
Night.
See ya.